Hello, my name is Blake Williams, and today I'm going to be giving you my presentation on the important tools of the bakery. This will be a presentation about all the various tools and equipment you will need to hopefully have a successful bakery. Let's begin with our very first tool, the stand mixer, a case of power. And that case of power is going to be very necessary. All stand mixers come equipped with a high power motor. This motor allows us to let them go on for hours at a time without getting tired like our hands would do with a normal whisk. And speaking of whisk, the stand mixer has various attachments like a paddle, a whisk, or a dough hook. It allows us to use the machine for various doughs, something like cake batter or cookie dough, or even just a standard bread dough. And the multiple speed options allows us to let it go for as long as we need. And those tall bowls will allow us to keep adding to the original dough without it overflowing outside of the container. A kitchen scale. Kitchen scales are going to be another important tool because of how accurate you can be with them. You can be accurate in grams, ounces, milliliters, and so on and so forth. And it takes math out of the equation. And the reason you want that is because with accurate measurements allows you to be more precise in a recipe. Because with things like your cups or any other tool that involves a high volume of ingredients, you can oftentimes be overused with those ingredients, such as like packed flour. That's not good for a recipe. So kitchen scales allow you to take that out of the equation. Rubber spatulas. This is a great tool to have. Now, not only are they flexible, not only are they heat resistant, but they are non-stick. And due to that flexibility, you can scrape the sides of your bowls over and over again, and to make sure that everything is incorporated into that one batter that you're making. The measuring. Measuring is still important for specific ingredients, such as liters, or teaspoons. You can be more accurate with specific ingredients. They are durable for very long uses. And most of the time, they are marked with the specific measurements that you will need. These are staples of most kitchens and even modern households. So don't be rude about them. The sifter. Not as some people would think it's not as important, but it kind of is in specific cases. Because of their mesh bottom, you can evenly distribute dry ingredients by sifting them and allowing them to unclump. Something like powdered sugar, maybe. Because powdered sugar is a very big clumper, you can sift powdered sugar onto, say, your beignets. Or even better, with like a specific dough. Oh, honestly, it's up to you how you use this. The oven. Do I even need to say how important an oven is? Due to the numerous models you can get and the numerous functions it has, it really is a very important tool. Because you have things like convection, which allows for air circulation, or a combi, which is good for steaming, like for bread doughs. And then you have your decks, which are good for artisanal breads. But the oven is still very important because, well, we use it in everyday life. Without the oven, we can't really cook most foods that would be long term. Storage. Another important thing, because there are several ingredients that have very, very specific requirements that must be met. If they are not met, they can spoil. And that spoilage allows for some very, very bad consequences to happen. And things like your eggs, they're very perishable at over 41 degrees. No, actually, it's more. If they get hot, they're bad. That's basically what you want to know. No. Various bowls. These bowls are another important tool due to you needing a lot of them. And with the variety of bowls, you can and make whatever you want with it. So with stainless steel, they are very durable and very lightweight for you to evenly mix ingredients. And is an excellent conductor of heat. So if you were to do something like, I don't know, make a chocolate ganache, then you can use it a lot easier here. And then with your glass bowls, you can see the unmixed ingredients, which is kind of difficult in most bowls due to them mostly all being stainless steel. So I would specifically be careful with glass bowls because they can break, and we don't want that on our hands. The cooling rack. This tool is something important that a lot of us know about. If you've ever made cakes, cookies, breads, you have a cooling rack in your house. That air circulation allows us to cool these down even faster. And if you have a time schedule, like say, making a cake for a client or just baking a cake for yourself, there are certain foods that require you to cool down those cakes fast enough. Because there are certain frostings out there, like say chocolate fudge frosting or vanilla buttercream. Those things can melt, and you don't want that in a cake that has those good frostings. And these also prevent unwanted condensation. That condensation can cause your baked goods to get soggy on the bottom. And no one wants a wet cake, because who wants to eat that? Patience. Patience is a key factor when making baked goods. Due to the fact that you have to be very, very patient, there are certain recipes out there, like, say, cheesecakes or cookies. They take trial and error. And most of these baked goods have a massive amount of customization. And you want to give your absolute best to a customer. Because customers can talk, and customers will judge. And if they judge you poorly, you're not getting business. It's how things work, and it's how things should be working. And these are all of my references. I thank you for stopping by and checking out my presentation on the important tools of the bakery. I hope you have all a good day, and I will see you guys a little bit later, or whenever my next presentation is. Bye.